Robbins says, without doubt, it was Stoke's best win since being relegated, and I'm so lucky I was there to witness it. Mark Robbins is restoring pride in this famous old club. Welcome back to where Potters walk. It's 20 minutes of Stoke City chat. This week we're talking about the brilliance of Baker. Is this a fitter and sharper Stoke? And also what's on our shopping list for the remainder of this transfer window. Plus we're talking about away kits as well. What's the worst ever Stoke City away kit that you can remember, and where does this season's fit in to that discussion? We are delighted to have back with us Liam, back from Disney. How are you, Liam? Are you all jet lagged or ready to talk about this brilliant Stoke City side?
I'm all right, mate. I'm suffering from jet lag, and I've got a case of man flu as well now. But
okay.
Stoke picked me up yesterday, so
brilliant. Okay, Adam, of course, is back as well, and Ryan, who you've met before, and we're delighted to have, you will know George already if you follow his YouTube account. The most one of the craziest blogs that you'll find on Stoke City. On Stoke City. Welcome, George. How are you doing?
Good, thanks, mate. Thank you.
Good. I bet you can't believe it yourself as well. And, of course, you will know Webby, no doubt, if you follow anyone on Stoke City who has got a very strong opinion on the club as well. So we've assembled an all-star cast. Let's jump straight into it then, shall we, Liam? Can you believe your eyes?
Not really. This was probably going to be the sticking point. I was one of the people who were saying they were two good wins to start with, but Derby were a bit threadbare, and Sheffield Wednesday are having their problems. But the performance they put in, I thought, was unbelievable, to be fair.
Yeah, you had Vale fans, didn't we, saying, Adam, look, come back and tell us when you've beaten somebody good. Well, now you have. They've gone a bit quiet this weekend, haven't they?
Yeah, I said it myself, did I, last week, that the previous two games, for the exact same reasons Liam said there, weren't up to too much. And I think every single one of us would have been happy with a point yesterday, but to come back with three in those circumstances, what can you say? Fantastic.
Let's have a look at some social media takes from the game, shall we? George, this one was littered across Twitter, the same points being. Archie says, I'm going to say it, Lewis Baker is the best player to play for Stoke since relegation. Schumacher loaning him out to run his contract down was ridiculously stupid. And there were similar ones saying, look, Schumacher needed sacking just for doing that. Do you agree, George?
It's a very important player to have in the midfield. I think Lewis Baker's scoring some brilliant goals for us. Maybe he isn't the best important player for us since relegation, but he's definitely up there. Really good player to have in the midfield. And yeah, can't believe we loaned him out, to be honest with you. But yeah, brilliant player to have Lewis Baker.
Yeah, let's look at his stats for a second. Since returning to Stoke in January, Webby, he's 23 games, 8 goals, 2 assists. And as Josh says, Schumacher deserves the sack for that decision alone. Yeah, he's transformed Stoke, hasn't he, since returning?
Yeah, his goals are massive, and even when he's not playing well or when the team aren't playing well, he's always that player that you know that he's got to get a goal from anywhere on the pitch, as he showed last season from in his own half. So yeah, he's massive for us.
Yeah. Who else do we need to shout out, Ryan, for the Southampton game?
Bozan Lull is just an absolute unit, and obviously Sober Thomas. How we got him, I mean, I wrote him off, to be honest. I didn't see him do much anywhere before Stoke, and he's just come in and he's just transformed the team with pace, skill, and for that goal we scored is just the technical ability he's got is unreal.
Yeah, the Stoke fans were having a go at the referee, Liam, in the game. Wayne says, brilliant win against the biggest of a homer ref I've ever seen in a good time. Are we back? Is Wayne got a point there? I mean, the red card was a red card, wasn't it?
I think so. It showed the level the ref was at, though, that I think he forgot that he booked Mabama, because he picked him up for diving, booked him, and then you can see the Southampton players saying, you have already booked him, and then he red carded him after. He was a bit soft, not the penalty. Throughout the game, he was a bit soft on a lot of things, but I think he got the decision right. They were both silly yellow cards.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to learn from that, Adam, isn't he?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's trained into strikers these days, isn't it? That if they get the slightest kind of touch in the box, they're going to go down. But when you've already been booked for a very cynical first yellow as well. It was a little bit silly, but he's young, he'll learn, and it's one of those things. But yeah, the referee definitely did forget. I genuinely think if the referee remembered that he hadn't already booked him, I don't think the ref would have sent him. I think he'd have let that slide. He completely forgot. But yeah, he'll learn. It's one of those things.
Right, George, how carried away are you and your mates getting with this then? It's a decent start. It's 9 points. You sit top of the league. There's only Borough that can match that, and you've obviously got Coventry doing well as well. But yeah, are you starting to believe as a young fan that this just might be the season that you give this promotion race a run?
Well, hopefully we've had a brilliant start. We can see how Robbins wants to play on the pitch, and I think if we keep like this, I think we're definitely in the top six by the end of the season. But yeah, good start. Don't get carried away yet, but yeah, 3 good wins, and hopefully it carries on.
And West Brom up next as well. Of course, you always used to beat West Brom. We've got a Baggies fan standing by to review that with us. Webby, Steve says Robbins is better than the last 5 managers put together. What a bloke. The graph they're putting in is down to him. And that point we made at the start about them looking fitter and stronger, do you think you've seen that? Do you think they've clearly had a better pre-season in terms of whatever regime that they've gone through? They look fitter and more resilient, Stoke side?
Yeah, no, massively. I mean, when we got Robbins, I wasn't a massive fan of the appointment, if I'm honest. And I think towards the back end of last season, I was also still very much on the fence as to, is he the right man? I didn't see a huge amount of change in the performance. But what he's done with them in pre-season and what he's done for the first few, we look fitter, we look more together, we look sharper, we're more direct, the pace. He seems to have found some pace in Manhoef that nobody could get before that. So he's still starting to turn it around. Look, I've been a Stoke fan for too long to get too excited, but we look really good at the moment. We look very, very good.
Okay. Ryan, West Brom next. Adam says, now let's fill the effing stadium then next week. We need Stoke fans to come back, don't we? Those that have stayed away, those that have been disillusioned, and get that stadium rocking for the Baggies this weekend.
I still think it's going to take a bit for people to come back because, as Bobby said, it's 3 games in. Yes, okay, we've picked up 3 wins, and I can't remember last season. I don't know how many points picked up in so many games. It wasn't many at all. We just need to just start filling the stadium again, start getting back in the team, back in the manager, and as the manager said, the sport goes a long way. So we just need to start believing, but let's just not get ahead of ourselves yet.
Cheers, Ryan. Right, before we get to West Brom, though, it's Bradford City coming in the League Cup. Liam, given the start you've made, does this weaken how much you care about this competition this season?
No, I always like a good cup run, be FA Cup or League Cup, to be fair. And we have still got quite a few players that need some decent minutes in the legs, so that's going to help. And Mabama, it's helped as well with Mabama because I think his red card goes into this game, which helps. But I always quite enjoy the early round of the League Cup. I know a lot don't, but I like playing some lower league teams and somebody a bit different. There's nothing worse than playing. If you end up with your own league team, then nobody's interested. But it should be an all right game.
Okay, just a word of warning: if you were to lose that game, get ready for your Twitter feeds to be overtaken by this pecked by the chickens memes that are just getting. It's just getting.
I think we've got our own hippo one now, haven't we? That's better than the chicken.
Really?
Southampton Twitter, and it's full of you've been humped by the hippos.
Right, we need a better one for next week. We absolutely need a better one for next week. Right, this week we're also talking about QPR got an absolute battering from Coventry at the weekend. So what's the worst ever Stoke City battering that you've ever had to sit through? Let us know in the comments. We'll get this panel's view on that in a second. Transfer window, though, is about to close, George. What's on your shopping list if there's any money left in the kitty?
Maybe another right back if Junior goes to the AFCON. I think we need to strengthen that position, but maybe that Mears might be there. Maybe another midfielder as well, but I think the team's looking decent. There's good squad depth so far, but maybe a couple more players in.
Okay, Adam?
Yeah, there's the strong rumours that we'll sign Thomas Rigo, the Slovakian lad in central midfield that'll shore up there. But the way we're shaping up. We've got really good balance to us. I think the only one that I'm a little bit nervous around is that centre forward position. Yes, Mubama's had a great start to him. Bosniak, again, not seen much of him yet, and he'll get a chance, I should imagine, in the Cup this week. But Gallagher behind that is the only other one, and obviously, again, seems to be nowhere near the squad again, nowhere near fit enough. So maybe another striker. But again, it's not a desperate need at this point, but it's one I'd like to see strengthened.
Rumours are, Webby, that Brentford need a goalkeeper.
I'm pretty sure they'd like Jack Bonham. He's solid in goal. His kicking's great, his distribution's great, and he's a fantastic shot stopper. So 10 million, and they can have him.
Okay, we'll pass that on. Pass it on to them. Right. Let's talk away kits then as well. Last week we did the home kit, which Adam did a solid job of defending. Now, yes. Liam, you've obviously liked this. You parted money with it. Ryan, you're also colourblind as well. I mean, genuinely, I mean, it's a throwback, isn't it? But is it a nice kit, Ryan?
Do you remember having this conversation? Do you remember last season? We did actually. I think Liam was the only person that said that he liked it. I don't know. You might want to back me up on that, Liam, but and I said I hated it, but was it Adam? Right, okay, Adam. And I said I hated it, and then this year it was like they heard us say it and they brought it back, but they brought it in a fresh, modern look, and I like it. I like it, but I know the home kit has not gone down very well. But the away kit, yeah, this it's lovely. This one is.
Okay, George, I watch your videos, George, and you usually speak a lot of sense on your videos. Let's see if it materialises here. Do you like it?
I think it's really nice. Yeah, I'm a bit in the middle of the home top, but yeah, I really love the away top. Really nice, retro, really good. Yeah.
Okay, Webby, you speak a lot of sense on Twitter. Let's see if that materialises here. Do you like it?
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
All right, I'm not winning this, am I? Adam?
Yeah, I was the only one that defended it last season and said I loved it back then. I was actually wearing it last week, wasn't I, as well? It's in the wash this week, unfortunately. So, yeah, absolutely love it.
Okay, all right. I'd say let us know in the comments what you think, but it seems like it's gone universally down. My question I do want to ask, what's the worst ever Stoke City away time? I thought last year's was pretty horrendous. If I remember right, it's last year's with the word Stoke blazoned across it. Let us know in the comments. Anybody remember any that jump off the top of your head that would be the worst? I mean, if you're not wearing the worst ever away kit, Craig, my God, what is the worst away kit?
This one, the retro one, but now I can't even say that anymore. So
you're wearing it.
No, exactly, and I can't think of. We haven't made too many bad away kits. I mean,
the yellow and blue kit from the first season in the Premier League was horrific.
No, for me, that's one of my favourites. It's
horrendous. Horrendous.
You used to rip your nipples apart.
Oh, yeah.
I can't think of a bad one. I'll be honest. I mean, last season's was.
You're wearing it.
Yeah, but for me, I love it. I mean, last season's was unreal. And the season before, we've produced Macron have come out with some really good stuff. So I can't really say Warrior one probably was
this year's third kit is rough when you see it in the flesh. It is cheap.
I've seen
the yellow one with the black lines on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next week we will talk about the third kits and of course review West Brom and Bradford City. So join us for that. Do drop us a quick subscribe and a quick like if you haven't done already. Follow Webby, Ryan, Adam, and Liam, of course, on Twitter. And if you don't already watch George's channel on YouTube, there's a link to it in the description box below as well. Do drop him a sub as well if you would like. To be in. The concourses and the mad away ends up in. Finally this week then, batterings. What's been the worst battering that you've sat through at a Stoke game? And how long did you leave? Webby, can you think of one that sticks in your mind?
The one that instantly springs to mind is Birmingham 7-0 or the Liverpool 8-0 in the League Cup. They were the two that were absolutely atrocious. But I think in terms of importance of the game and kind of what happened after it, that Birmingham one's got to take some beating, if I'm honest.
Yeah, Liam.
What the two Webby said are right. I'm going to go a bit more closer to last season when Leeds beat us 5-0. It could have been 15. It could have been 15-0. So, but Webby's right. The Birmingham one was massive at the time.
Okay, Ryan.
I was literally took the words out of my mouth. I'm quite lucky to be not sat through Drummond's, but Leeds. I was sat. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible game, and it was foggy. It was just depressing. So yeah, probably that for me.
Adam.
Yeah, I'd got the Birmingham one. That was the one that I was going to mention as well. The protests after the game that just added obviously into that whole issue at the time that then followed. Yeah, it's definitely the worst for me.
Okay, George.
And the Leeds one last season, we all thought we were safe before the game, and that game just got us back in the relegation battle. Yeah, for me, that was just horrible watch. And obviously, the atmosphere was good at Allen Road, so the pressure on the players. Yeah, it was just not very good to watch.
Okay. My favourite battering of all time in football involved Stoke City, so I just need to mention that. Steven Gerrard's final game as a Liverpool player, coming to the Bet365 and getting absolutely torn one. Was my favourite ever battering in football.
If you go to the Liverpool Museum as well, obviously they don't even reference that as Steven Gerrard's last Liverpool game. They reference the home game before as Steven Gerrard's last home game. It's been completely wiped from their history, funnily enough.
His last act in a Liverpool top was to watch. Was it 6? Six.
It was that bad. We even let him score his goal, but he just went, you know what? You can go through. You can have this one.
Okay. Right, great to speak to you all this week. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the Bradford game, enjoy West Brom, and we'll see you in 7 days' time. 12 out of 12? Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine what's going to happen in Burslem Town Centre? Look at the table next week. See you then.
See ya.